back, everyone, and today is just another average day here in Japan. It's quite chilly actually for springtime, and I think today we're just going to stay inside. Not that we don't always stay inside, but like we're not going to go for a walk. That's what I mean, because one, I just don't want to deal with having to wrap Mary up, and yeah, but I am going to be doing a lot of baking, so there's a plus in that. And so the first thing I'm going to make today is actually some cinnamon Amish bread. I wouldn't really call it a bread, it's more of like a cake kind of texture, but yeah, we still call things bread even though they're more like a cake. It's just like banana bread. It's not really a bread, it's more of like a cake, but people here in Japan get so confused by that. I'll be like, look, here's some banana bread, and they're like, it's not bread, this is a cake. And I'm like, yeah, that's just what we call it. It's so yeah, the recipe I'm using right here, it actually calls for buttermilk, and I don't have buttermilk, I have regular milk. So I've made my own by adding vinegar, and yes, it's quite a bit, and it's going to be a rather huge cake. I wasn't expecting it to be that big. I didn't read the very last line of the recipe, and I should have. So that all being said, I need to start baking, so let's get to it. Num 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 num. This recipe actually didn't call for any vanilla, which kind of surprised me. But tasting the batter, it doesn't need it. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I'm so glad I'm making a big cake and not a half of one. Yeah. Here you go. So the cake is all finished. As you can see, we've already gotten into it. But let me open it up so you can actually see the full cake. So here it is in all of its glory. You can see the cinnamon inside, and the top looks delicious, and it is delicious. If you can't see, I already have some. So good. Oh my gosh. It actually has collapsed a little, if you can see. It was a lot puffier, but I just think I took it out a little too early, or whatever happened to it. But it's still delicious. It's not so condensed on the inside that it doesn't taste good or anything. So that's a good thing. But let's move on to the next thing I want to make today. It is actually inspired by Ariana, or Maple Sushi, if you don't know who that is. And I am going to make basically a whipped coffee. And I'm quite excited. I've been actually wanting to do this for a while, but I'm not following her 1-to-1-to-1 ratio, because yeah, I don't want that. Yeah, so I'm doing my own recipe, and I'll put that down below if you want to know what everything is spelled out for you. But yeah, I'm going to be using instant coffee. Of course, you have to use instant coffee for this recipe, and I'm using the Blendy instant coffee. Yes, so I need 20 grams. We will be using metrics in this recipe, so if you don't have that, it's okay. I'll put the conversion stuff down below in the recipe so that it's a little easier for you. But for me, I just have to measure it like with not cups, and yeah, so. For the instant coffee, we need about 20 grams of instant coffee. Next, we will need 200 grams of sugar. Yes, 200 grams of sugar. I'm going to use plain white sugar. You can probably use brown sugar. It's basically the sweetener of the whole thing. It doesn't whip up because of the sugar and the granules. It's because of the granules and the water. So the sugar is just to sweeten it up for you. So you could use less or more. So I'm going to add 160 milliliters of warm water to this mixture. Yes, warm water for now. And I'm literally just going to mix it together and just kind of let it sit and dissolve a little bit, because you don't want it to be grainy. You may be asking, why am I making this? Because I'm not a big coffee drinker at all. But the thing is, you could put this in a bunch of milk, and it just basically becomes a latte at that point. And that's what I kind of don't mind drinking. And a reason why I'm making so much of this is because you can freeze it. You can make a batch of this, freeze it, and then when you want it, you can just scoop some out, because it doesn't really ever freeze completely hard. So that's another plus point of this recipe. Since I am not a coffee drinker, I wanted to try it on its own by itself, just to see how it tastes. Everyone's like, oh, it's super sweet, you can't really even taste the coffee, or if you do taste the coffee, it's not so bad. Let's see what a non-coffee drinker thinks. No. I really hope that gets better with adding milk to it, because no. There's like no sweet to it, no matter how much sugar I put in that. Wow. I really hope that milk helps it, because otherwise this was a complete waste. Okay, I have my milk here, and I'm going to put some of this in it, and let's see. Oh, I didn't put very much in it, but I think it's going to be enough for me. And now I've just got to stir it all in and combine it and see how it tastes after, because I'm really hoping it tastes good, but my hopes right now are not high. Okay guys, I think I am done mixing it. It looks really good, all mixed up. So let's give this a try. Here's to not being hopeful. It's actually really good. Oh my god. Like, have I been changed into a coffee drinker? So freaking good. Hello? Why has this not been in my life longer? If it happens to sit a little while, it gets a little separated. I wonder how that tastes. Like I feel like the top is all sugar, and then the coffee is all at the bottom. Still amazingly surprised, like beyond belief surprised. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my little Tupperware container here, and I'm going to fill it up, and I'm going to freeze it. Yes, and maybe tomorrow I'll see if it's really good frozen or not, and yeah, we'll test that out too. I'm really hoping it does good frozen, because summertime would be bliss then. Oh my god. I am just so... My mind is blown right now with how good it is, and I'm not a coffee drinker. Good morning, everybody, and yes, it's the next day, because, yeah. Well, I'm going to show you my frozen coffee stuff and see if it's actually frozen solid, or if it's like just right, or what's the deal if you can actually freeze it or not. Okay, let's dip into here. Let's just see. Oh, it's still really soft. Look at that. And this has been freezing overnight. And look, you can even make like, woo. Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. That looks so good. Yes. It kind of looks like ice cream, like half melted ice cream. So that just looks delicious. And fun and easy. I think I might have too much for my coffee cup though. Got my coffee going right here. Love me some cold brew. And I got me a coffee cake, or a cinnamon cake, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, it's a good match. Well guys, it is time for me to say goodbye. I'm going to eat my coffee cake and my new coffee. Yay! I hope you guys have had a great day. I hope everything's going good. I hope all the world goes to peace, pretty much. But yes, I will see you in my next video. Bye!